going on? I wanted to pay respect to both Shaquille O'Neal and Jerry West last night for their thoughts and speeches on NBA TNT before the Miami Heat at the Boston Celtics. Shout out to Dwayne Wade, who was one of my all-time favorite players. Charles Barkley, one of my all-time favorite players as a player. Kennedy J. Smith, his knowledge. Ernie Johnson, great commentator. Rick Fox. Rick Fox was clutch for them Laker runs, and of course Derek Fisher, getting him his due. Where do I start with this? Shaquille O'Neal reflected on the alpha males of him and Kobe, arguably the greatest 1-2 punch when you put prime and prime together. What they were able to accomplish, they were something else together. Shaq's always been, for the most part, alongside Magic, two of my all-time favorite players ever. I hold Shaquille O'Neal. He's on my Mount Rushmore. And I would debate anybody about his dominance because he was a difference maker. And I've already made my point clear. He was my favorite during those Laker runs. And it was a very divisive thing back then. You were either Team Shaq or Team Kobe. I was Team Shaq, still always with Shaq. But I do respect Kobe. It was great. And to hear them come to a truce and compassion, but it was very painful what he said. Of course, with Kobe not having his Hall of Fame speech because of his death, and it's one of those situations where you feel the hurt and pain and the frustration and so many layers. And Shaquille O'Neal put it very eloquently. He really struck a chord, and it was very moving, and I like what he did at the end when he walked out in Los Angeles, and they were chanting Shaq, and he said he led a chant of Kobe. He always deferred, as a man, he was an alpha, and he loved himself, etc. Shaq always been a humble brother, and that was a very touching speech. Now on to the logo, Jerry West, arguably the greatest general manager in my lifetime, because the guy was there when Magic was there. But Magic Johnson always brought Shaq and Kobe together. And he was and everywhere he goes, he wins. Everywhere. He's with the Clippers now. He was in Golden State when they were doing their run. One of the smartest savants of basketball ever. And his words were very poetic and deep and profound. That's the kind of words that need to be told. And it was very touching. To see Shaquille O'Neal and Jerry West with emotional responses to Kobe Bryant, because it puts everything in perspective about life and just looking at things, and so it was very much needed to be said. And barring something else coming through, I don't really want to do too many more about related to Kobe Bryant videos. Out of due respect, because it's not, it's a very touching situation. But I will say that, Shaq and Jerry West did incredible, and it was very heartfelt. So share your thoughts with me about Shaquille O'Neal and Jerry West's take on Kobe Bryant and everyone else that was part of the TNT last night. We're going to say rest in peace to Mamba, and to prayers to his family, and also to all the victims who lost loved ones and lives lost. Put in perspective on this. Have a good day.